Just tell the truth.
And there it is. Just tell the truth. Caught you lying 14 times, Joe. What are you going to do? Just tell the truth. Get out of here with that. All right. We're back at it again. Welcome to Can He Be Unchained. You're here with your big-headed host, the one and only Kenny Broner. Actually, it's not true. I'm a junior, so there's two of us. No, neither here nor there. All right, so today is September 27, 2020. It's a Sunday. Yesterday, we had Trump select his replacement for RBG. We're getting a little ACB. Amy Coney Barrett. If I got that pronunciation right. I'm still working on that. But yeah, no, so he made the selection, and today we're going to go over Joe Biden's response. Now, what I want to do, because they do it so often to President Trump, I want to do a little reaction video where we point out Joe Biden's lies. Because from what I see, every time I watch him speak, there's always a ton of mistruths in there. People like to post like a 10,000 line list of how many times Trump has lied, but it's like, dude, his opponent is doing the same exact thing. So it's like, the Democrats hold their side accountable? No. So we got to do it for them. All right, so here we go. We're going to have Joe Biden come up to the screen. Hey, Joe, where are you, Joe? Where'd you go, Joe? Where'd you go? Let's find Joe. All right, Joe, are you here? Hey, we got Joe coming to the screen. Yeah, let's adjust that. All right. So, Mr. Biden, what do we got to say? Hit it.
On Friday, my wife Jill and I had the honor of paying respects to Justice Ginsburg and her family. First woman in history of our nation to lie in state in the U.S. Capitol. And though it should not have taken nearly this long to bestow that honor on a woman, it nevertheless speaks to the unique and powerful impact Justice Ginsburg has made on our society and her enduring legacy of equal rights and equal justice under the law. Shortly before Justice Ginsburg passed, she told her granddaughter, and I quote, "My most fervent wish is that I will not be replaced until a new president is installed."
So that is her most fervent wish. All right, for all of y'all that don't know what fervent means, I'm going to throw it out for you. So we're going to pull up a definition for fervent. So fervent. Fervent means having or displaying a passionate intensity. So she is intense about this wish. All right, and this is her most fervent wish. That we will wait until the next president to select a Supreme Court justice.
End of quote. It wasn't a personal request. It wasn't a favor being asked for. It was the last act of a long, unflinching career of standing up for American democracy. Never before in our nation's history has a Supreme Court justice been nominated and installed while a presidential election is already underway.
Lie number one from Joe Biden. This is a flat-out, blatant lie. All right, Joe. So this has happened 29 times before in our country's history. 29 times, right? 10 of those times, you had a president of one party, a senator of another party. Okay? And out of those times, only one person was selected. Now, there was also another 19 times when you had president of one party, senator of the same party. And out of those 19 times, 18 nominations became Supreme Court justices. So here's big lie number one from Biden. All right? Huge lie. Misinforming the people. Misinforming everybody he's talking to. This is dangerous. This is what politicians do. They just want to spin stuff, so it's only what... If you don't look into it, if you don't actually do the research, you won't see the truth. All right? And that's the truth. Joe Biden is lying through his teeth. Let's keep it moving.
It defies every precedent, every expectation.
If it happened 29 other times, that's the precedent. That is the precedent.
A of a nation where the people are sovereign and the rule of law reigns.
And it's not against the law to do this. So here, this is like borderline. I don't know if I want to call this line number 2. I'm going to hold it back. I'm going to hold back line number 2. We'll hold on for a little bit longer. This is close. This is close.
But yesterday, before Justice Ginsburg could be laid to rest, and after thousands of Americans had already cast their ballots, the president nominated a successor to her seat.
Yep.
There's no mystery about what's happening here. President Trump is trying to throw out the Affordable Care Act. He's been trying to do it for the last 4 years.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
Republican Party has been trying to eliminate it for a decade.
No hiding that.
Twice already, the Supreme Court has upheld that law, the Affordable Care Act.
Sections.
And the Congress, expressing the popular will of the American people, has rejected President Trump's efforts as well.
Duh. Congress is run by the Democrats. What do you expect? They're the most divisive group in the entire history of our country. They forced through a partisan impeachment, completely partisan impeachment, with no criminal evidence. So yeah, no kidding, really. We didn't know that already, Joe. So you want to be Captain Obvious over here, or you want to be a leader of our country? Let's see what you got.
Now,
You definitely got a head that looks like a meatloaf, though. Ain't gonna lie. And that noggin is shining pretty brightly. Jeez, we call Orange Man bad, and I don't know. You got a little lobster going on here. Let's keep moving.
all of a sudden, this administration believes they found a loophole.
You just said they've been trying to do this for 10 years, and now all of a sudden they have a loophole? No, it always depended on having more Supreme Court justices because the ACA stuff always goes right to the Supreme Court. So this isn't all of a sudden. So I'm not going to give you line number 2 on that, although I probably should. That's just more of like you're just using language in a combative way. Let's keep it moving.
In the tragedy of Justice Ginsburg's death, it doesn't matter to them. The Republicans set the precedent just 4 years ago when they denied even the courtesy of a hearing to President Obama's nominee after Justice Scalia passed, after he had only passed away 9 months prior to Election Day.
Saying it's unprecedented is another lie, so that's going to be lie number 2. We got 2 lies out of Biden in what? 2 minutes and change? Yeah, it looks like about 2 minutes and change. We got 2 lies. Come on, dude. We got to hold this guy accountable. We need Democrats to hold their own accountable for when they're blatantly telling lies like this. Like, they should just call them out. But they're all united in their parties, and they'll just accept whatever BS flows around their parties. It's insane. The bubble talk is insane. Dude, you lied twice in just under 3 minutes. All right? To say it's unprecedented when this has happened 10 other times before for Obama's case, for Merrick Garland, where the president was one party and the Senate was another party, and they only got one nomination through. One nomination through out of those 10 times. So this isn't unprecedented. 9 of the times it failed. So get real, Biden. 2 lies. Let's keep moving.
Didn't matter to them that millions of Americans already voting on a new president and a new Congress had begun. All that does matter is that they see an opportunity to overturn the Affordable Care Act.
Let's do it.
On their way out the door.
On their way out the door. There's no shot you're going to win, dude, but you keep believing that. Keep believing that. Wait to see what happens Election Day.
And as I speak, we are still in the midst of the worst global health crisis in a century.
And it's not as bad as it was at the beginning. We have made a lot of improvements since the beginning, but, you can debate it.
A crisis has already taken over 200,000 lives, between 750 and 1,000 lives a day and counting.
Rest in peace to those lives. Rest in peace. And I'm just curious how many of them are straight COVID. I remember seeing that CDC alert where it said only 6% were only met their demise because of COVID. It was kind of alarming to me at the second. It kind of went on the back end of the news. So, but yeah, no, rest in peace to everybody who's died that, got stuck with this this coronavirus from China. I wish these Democrats would hold China accountable for some of their actions, especially with what's going on in that country now. But let's stay on topic here. All right, shiny meatloaf head. Let's see what else you got.
And yet, the Trump administration is asking the Supreme Court right now, as I speak, to eliminate the entire Affordable Care Act.
Let's do it.
The administration filed a brief in the Supreme Court that concludes, and I quote, "The entire ACA thus must fall. The entire ACA thus must fall."
Let's remove it.
President Trump can claim all he wants. He's going to protect people with pre-existing conditions. But the fact is, he's already fighting to take those protections away.
Because it's part of Affordable Care Act. Because it's a part of the Affordable Care Act. You're borderline on a third lie, Biden. You're borderline on number 3.
As we speak, if he has his way, more than 100 million people with pre-existing conditions like asthma, diabetes, and cancer could once again be denied coverage. Complications from
Listen more, why
COVID-19,
don't you?
like lung scarring and heart damage.
All right, it's done. That's lie number 3. Trump has probably said over 100 times at this point that he's keeping the pre-existing conditions measure after he guts ACA completely. So getting rid of ACA but keeping that measure, he's probably said it about 100 times. Trump has said a lot of one-off instances where he said like something off once and his team corrected him. But this is something he's repeated 100 times. So I tend to believe that he's going to follow through. And if you watched the presser the other day with his America First healthcare, that was like one of the things that he was talking about, keeping pre-existing conditions. So Biden is fear-mongering here. He's throwing numbers out there, and he's straight up lying. That's lie number 3, Biden. We're in 4.5 minutes. You got 3 lies on the books. Let's see what else you got, dude. It says you got about 15 minutes total in this, so let's see what else we got. 10 more minutes to go. Rock and roll.
Could become the next flood of pre-existing conditions used as an excuse to deny coverage to millions of people. Women could once again be charged higher premiums just because they are women. Pregnancy becoming a pre-existing condition again.
Fear-mongering.
Seniors would see their prescription drug prices go up.
I want to give you lie number 4 right here, but Trump is not trying to raise the pharma. He's not trying to raise pharma. What he's pushing is having price matching with pharma. So say, let's throw out some random weird one-off country. Let's say, let's say South Africa. South Africa gets a cheaper insulin. What Trump is trying to push is that, South Africa's getting that price, so we get that price. Boom. All right, so that's automatically going to save people money. So he's not trying to raise people's money. I'll keep it at 3 lies, but that's like a borderline, Joe. That's a borderline. Let's keep moving.
And the funding for Medicare go down.
Dude, that's lie number 4. That has to be lie number 4. Trump is not trying to get rid of Medicare. The Democrats were pushing this fear tactic back when he was talking about lowering payroll taxes. But what Trump said was they're going to relieve people with those payroll taxes. But instead, they're going to pay for the Medicare and Medicaid through the general fund. So that isn't lowering Medicare or Medicaid. That is paying for it in a different way and saving people money on some taxes, which is warranted. Which is what we need. We pay too much in taxes. I'm in New York State. It's an arm, leg, and your first child for a lot of stuff over here. It's insane. Keep moving.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the American people want. President Trump sees a chance to fulfill his explicit mission, steal away the vital protections of the ACA from countless families who have come to rely on them for their health, their financial security, the lives of those they love.
They're depending on their health care. They're not depending on the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act is not a health care plan. So if you keep going down this line, Biden, this is going to be line number 5, right? So you got one lie talking about how what they're doing with the Supreme Court justice is unprecedented. You got number 2 lie saying that this is that they never what they did last time in 2016 with Merrick Garland was unprecedented. And that was a lie. And then you got the number 3 lie where what was he talking about? 3 lie. Let's keep moving. I haven't kept good count on those. I'm probably going to cut this portion out, to be honest. All right. What else you got, Biden? What's up with this? Oh, the headset went out. Headset went out. Actually, I got those other headsets. Oh, that's not gonna work. We're gonna use that. All right. I had to break out my kid's headset because the other one went out. So here's the other headset. Let's see what we got going. All right. Back to Joe Biden. You already told 4 lies. All right. 4 lies in 5 minutes. That is wild. That is wild. 4 lies in 5 minutes. Let's keep moving, Biden. What we got?
President Trump just tweeted an hour ago on my way here, and I quote, Obamacare will be replaced with a much better and far cheaper alternative. If it is terminated in the Supreme Court, it would be a big win for the USA.
And that it would be. If he's able to come out with a cheaper alternative, keep pre-existing conditions and all that, that would be a huge win. That would be a huge win, Meatloaf Head. Geriatric Joe. That would be huge. Let's keep moving. What we got?
It should come as no surprise that on Saturday, President Trump would nominate Judge Amy Coney Barrett, and on Sunday, lay out clearly what his objective is, to terminate Obamacare. The judge has a written track record of disagreeing adamantly with the Supreme Court's decisions on 2 occasions upholding the ACA.
Nothing wrong with that.
In fact, not as a judge, but prior to going on the bench, she publicly criticized Chief Justice Roberts' opinion upholding the law 8 years ago.
Nothing wrong with that.
American people understand the urgency of this moment. They're already voting in droves.
How are they voting in droves? That doesn't even make any sense. People aren't going to booths right now, are they? I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong here. Feel free to put it in the comments if I'm wrong here. But nobody's voting in droves. We're waiting on ballots to come in the mail, and then they're sending them out. So that's not droves, Joe.
Because they know their health care hangs in the balance.
Your health care does not hang in the balance. I'm giving you lie number 5 for this, Joe. Lie number 5. Affordable Care Act is not a health care. I told you last time when you said something close to it, this is like, yeah, you're lying now. Health care is not being removed when you remove Affordable Care Act. Affordable Care Act is not a health care, and I challenge you, if you think it is, go grab your health card right now, look at it. It does not say anything about ACA. Nothing.
They understand that if Donald Trump gets his way, they could lose the right to vote, the right...
Right to vote? Seriously, Joe? Seriously? They're trying to reverse people's right to vote? That's not true. That's not even remotely true. That's lie number 6 right there. Lie number 6. Not even close. That is so far in left field. Nobody's trying to remove anybody's rights to vote.
Right to clean air and water, their right to equal pay for equal work.
Look at 6 and 7 right there. Nobody's trying to remove clean air and water. Trump is against clean air and water. What? Come on, Joe. Another blatant lie.
work. Workers could lose their collective bargaining rights.
All right, I got to go back. So I was at 4 lies right before this.
8 years ago. American people understand the urgency of this moment. They're already voting in droves because they know their health care hangs in the balance.
Okay, that was 5.
They understand that if Donald Trump gets his way, they could lose the right to vote, the
6,
right to clean air and water,
7,
the right to equal pay for equal work.
8,
Workers could lose their collective bargaining rights.
9,
Dreamers could be thrown out of the only country they've ever known.
10. 10 lies.
And women could lose the bedrock rights enshrined in Roe v. Wade for 50 years.
So he's at 10 lies there. So he's talking about unions, clean water, the right to vote, all blatant lies, dreamers. Trump removed the executive order because he wants it passed the right way through Congress. That's how you make laws. Presidents don't make laws. So that is another bogus lie. So we're at 10 lies, Joe, in less than 10 minutes. 7 minutes, we got 10 lies. Dude, come on. Get with it.
People are voting right now because they know the very soul of this country is at stake. And because they know that the decisions of the Supreme Court affect their everyday lives.
Again.
Their voices may not matter to Donald Trump. They may not matter to Mitch McConnell.
Lie number 11, right? It's just saying their voices don't matter. That is a blatant lie. If their voices don't matter, they would be complete inaction in their positions. They have not had inaction in their positions. If Trump was just sitting there behind the desk and he wasn't passing opportunity zones, he wasn't giving people tax cuts, he wasn't trying to get rid of Affordable Care Act to bring us something better, if he wasn't passing deals for the country like the USMCA, if he wasn't doing all that, then you could say, yeah, he's not listening to the people. He has roundtable conferences regularly with people discussing ideas, talking about stuff, trying to figure out what he can do to help the people next. So to say that he's not listening, that's a complete and total lie. He might be listening less to the crazed Democrat left and more to his base, but he's not listening. And I know I just canceled myself out. So that means he's listening. All right? So we're at lie number 11. So 10-1, lying 11 times, 7-15.
But there are Senate Republicans out there who know in their hearts but if they shut out the voices of those during a voting period, during an election.
I'm giving you 12 here, Joe. This is the 12th lie. People's voices were heard because those senators were elected. The senators were elected. The president was elected. Those were the people's voices. Their voices were heard. They have this opportunity to make this move now, and they're making this move because they were voted into the position to make this move. So therefore, their voices have been heard. So 12 lies, Joe. 12 lies. What else do you got for us, Meatloaf?
Closing the door on American democracy thereafter.
Closing the door on democracy. Do you want to talk? Do you want to talk? Democrats are trying to get rid of the Electoral College. They're forcing mass mail-in voting, which is going to disenfranchise millions of people. They're trying to pack the Supreme Court, which FDR tried to do and got lambasted back in the 20s or 30s, somewhere around that. What else they're trying to do? They're trying to they tried to impeach the president on complete partisan grounds, first time in entire history with no criminal evidence whatsoever, to block Joe Biden's collusion in Ukraine, where he did what he did, bragged about it on live TV, and it was circulating when Trump decided to ask Ukraine about it. Let alone how Hunter's $3.5 million received from the mayor's wife in Moscow. So where's their Russia collusion at, right? And let's not even start on China. So you're talking about trying to remove democracy? Democrats are also pushing for socialism. What will that do for a democracy, Joe? Be real. That's borderline lie 13. I'm going to stick at 12. Let's keep moving. Oh, I'm at 11. So borderline lie 12.
This is where the power of the nation resides, in the people, in the rule of law, in precedents we abide by. to subvert both openly and needlessly. Even as Americans,
they're not subverting both openly and meaninglessly. This is line number 12. I got to give you line number 12 for this, Joe. Have to. Because you're straight up lying. This is completely legal what they're doing. It's legitimate. It's not unprecedented. It's been done 29 other times. You're wrong. You're flat out wrong. And you're flat out misinforming everybody who's following you, who does not pay attention to the other side and what their point of views are. So you got 12 lies here, Joe, in just under 8 minutes. What's next? What else you got?
to cast their vote would be an irreversible step toward the brink. And
Fear-mongering. Step toward the brink. What does that mean? Is this inciting violence, Joe? This is borderline inciting violence. And you're going to be the commander-in-chief? You're pushing us to the brink. This is screwed up, Joe. This is screwed up, Biden. You should know better, being in office for decades. I think your words matter. Unbelievable.
Trail of a single quality that America has born and built on. The people decide.
And the people voted the senators and the president in office.
The Senate has to stand strong for our democracy. They must not act on this nomination until the American people finish the process they're already begun of selecting their president and their Congress. As I've said before, if the people choose Donald Trump, then the Senate should give his nominee a hearing and a vote. If the people do not choose Trump and choose me, President Trump's nomination should be withdrawn. I should nominate, chosen by a president who's just been elected by the people, to get a fair hearing, which would not even occur until early February, a confirmation vote. The U.S. Constitution provides one chance, one, for the Americans to have their voices heard on who serves a lifetime appointment on the Supreme Court.
One chance? I don't know about that. Every single time a Supreme Court justice passes, they stand a chance. So they don't have one chance to do this. Anything could happen tomorrow when another Supreme Court justice passes, and then you have another chance. So they don't just have one chance. They have multiple chances. But whatever, Joe. Let's get moving.
Who makes those big decisions about their health care, their civil rights, and much else?
They do.
That chance is now. That moment is now. And the voters, in my view, are not going to stand for this abuse of power.
Line number 13, Joe. This is not an abuse of power. This is not an abuse of power whatsoever, because this is something that's happened 29 other times. So line number 13, Joe. Line number 13.
If we're to call ourselves a democracy, their voices must be heard.
And they are. They were elected.
I urge the American people to keep voting. So let your current senators know that you want to be heard before a vote on confirmation of a new justice. I urge every senator to take a step back from the brink.
Back from the brink.
Take off the
Brink
blinders.
of what? Brink of what?
For just one critical moment. Stand up for the Constitution you swore to uphold.
Where in the Constitution says they can't do this, Joe? I'm giving you line number 14 right here. This is line number 14. Find me a place in the Constitution where it says they cannot do this. Find it for me. Find it. If I'm wrong, post it in the comments.
This is a time to de-escalate, to put an end to the shattering of precedents that has thrown our nation into chaos under this president.
And the division comes from both sides, Joe.
Just because you have the power to do something.
You just said it was an abuse of power, and now you're saying they have the power? What is wrong with you? What are you saying? I don't know who wrote your speech, but they didn't do a good job.
Doesn't absolve you of your responsibility to do right by the American people.
And they would be.
Uphold your constitutional duty.
And they
Summon
would
your
be.
conscience. Stand up for the people. Stand up for our cherished system of checks and balances.
They were voted, so they are.
Americans are watching.
They are.
Americans are voting.
And we're going to see it happen.
We must listen to them now. We must allow them to exercise this sacred power.
We should allow the Senate and the presidency to exercise their sacred power. I don't know, I was just touching a candle. This one's funny. Smell my nuts. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It's a little bright in here. My son picked it out. It was hysterical. But it smells good. So I was touching the wax. All right.
So please, listen. Thank you. May God bless America. May God protect our troops. And I'll take a few questions.
All right. So through his speech, we got 13 lies. 13 lies we got hammered down. If any one of those are wrong, please post it in the comments, all right? We're going to see what he has for Q&A. We're 10 and a half minutes in, so he has a couple minutes for Q&A, but let's see what we got. You're on, Joe. Come on. Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Oh, geez, we can't hear this at all. I'm gonna put myself on mute. Hopefully you can hear it.
May God bless America. May God protect our troops. And I'll take a few questions. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I got from that is he said, what would be the consequences for the Republicans to push this through, basically?
They should see to it that the American public will vote on the Senate races in this election, and they'll vote Republicans out of office. That's the consequence. That's the focus. That's why I want to make it clear and stay on message here. The clear focus is, this is about your health care. This is about whether or not the ACA will exist. This is about whether or not pre-existing conditions will continue to be covered.
Dude, keep spreading that lie. Keep spreading that lie. That's a lie. We told a lie already. That was part of the 13. But dude, you're still lying. You're still lying through your teeth.
This is about whether or not a woman can be charged more for the same procedure as a man.
Okay. Lie number 14. This is lie number 14. No two people are equal. Equality does not exist. Equality is a myth. And that occurs with everything. That occurs with somebody going for a job interview. That occurs with somebody doing a medical procedure. That occurs with the whole nine. All right? Somebody might have a different cost because of any number of factors. Okay? So I would highly doubt, I mean, even depending on like what doctor you use and whatnot, that the prices might be different. Now, what's good that Trump is pushing is price transparency with doctors. So we should be able to see how much it costs before the procedure is done. Therefore, Trump is pushing for the transparency there. And this is a lie that that with ACA removed, that would cause this to happen. This is already happening. So lie number 14, Joe. You got 1 in the Q&A session. You got 13 in the speech. What else you got?
This is about people's health care in the middle of a pandemic.
Which wouldn't change. What would happen if ACA was overturned? They would set a deadline for a new policy to be put in. And everything would continue as is until a new policy puts in, and then they do a little transfer, and boom. So that's not a lie. Just like when ACA came out, nobody lost their health insurance right away, but eventually when things were implemented, they did. They didn't automatically start paying more right away, but eventually when everything was implemented, they did. So it will be the same situation here. ACA goes down tomorrow, you'll still have your health care. There's going to be a time limit on how long you're going to have that health care for, maybe, but that's the truth of the situation. If ACA goes down, you're not losing everything the next day. It won't happen that way. They won't let that happen to the American people. You could depend on the Supreme Court justice for that, 100%.
Yes.
Oh, geez, that's another one. I'm going to turn up my volume.
You asked me one question. Fire away. No.
All right, this sounds like she said, have you reached out to any Senate Republicans? Which would be what a true leader would do. They would reach across the aisle. Joe isn't a true leader. Look at the dumb face he's making right now. I love when you pause it just at the right moment. He looks like he's like just either squeezing out a fart or he's on the toilet bowl right now. Oh! That's always good. Oh, we got the translator over here. She's like, 1. But yeah, no. What it sounded like the question was is are you reaching out to anyone on the other side?
Oh, I have not. I concluded that that would put them in a position, if they were to vote the right way, that they'd be compromised.
If they were to vote the right way, they'd be compromised. How would they be compromised? You would have been the voice that brought them to reason. That would be promoted throughout your party, but you don't reach across the aisle because that's not what you've done over your career.
Because I called them. And so, but I know, I have great respect for a number of my Republican colleagues, my former Republican colleagues, and I'm hoping they will do the right thing.
Cool, let's see what we got with this question. Sorry if that was loud in your ear hole. I have no idea what she said. We're just going to have to wing this. I caught nothing.
He's almost, no, I have no comment.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to answer whatever question that was. I mean, you would think the people holding this event, like his team, would have already had this issue kind of ironed out. They don't want him answering questions. That's the blatant obvious truth here. If they wanted him answering questions and they wanted people to hear him answering questions, they would have some sort of like 6-foot long boom mic. They'd be sanitizing it in between people who they have talking, holding it up so you can hear them. But you can't even hear these people answering the question, asking the questions. This is wild.
Yes.
All right, so we got. I got nothing at all with that. I'm trying. I'm like just hitting mute, turning my headset all the way up. I'm trying to hear this. It's impossible. Let's see what he has to say.
I am not, and I know you're going to be upset with my answer. But what I'm not going to do is play the Trump game, which is a good game he plays. Take your eye off the issue before us. If I were to say yes or no to that, that becomes a big issue.
This could definitely be lie number 14, but oh, no, this would be lie number 15. This could be lie number 15, but I couldn't hear the question whatsoever, so I can't hit him with that. I got to be fair.
That's the headline here. I am focused on one thing right now, and I really mean it. I'm focused on making sure the American people understand that they're being cut out of this process they're entitled to be part of. And the cutout is designed in order to take away the ACA and your health care.
Oh, I so want to hit you with another lie here. I really do. Oh my God. Because you repeated this 4 or 5 times. You know what? I'm going to hit you with the lie here. They're not removing people's health care. Let's go. Let's take this. Damn it. This is a lie. This is definitely a lie. But, I mean, he said the lie 3 times. So do I give him another lie on the list for this? Or should I give him a lie every single time he said it? So if I give him a lie every single time he said it, he's up to 17 lies. But if he said the same lie 3 times, it's still at 14. I'm just going to keep it at 14. But here you have it. Biden's whole speech. You got 14 lies. Just unbelievable. It's unbelievable to think of that. This person is running for president and he's just lying through his teeth like this. If you guys see it, feel free to comment and confirm that, yep, definitely 14 lies. If you see more, post your number. Feel free to throw it into the comments. Go for it. All right. If you see that I'm wrong on any one of these lies, please expose me. This is a learning process. I'm cool with being wrong. Everybody should be cool with being wrong because that's where you can find real growth. I'm wrong. You step back, review it. Okay, yes, I'm wrong. And you accept it, move forward. And then next time something like this comes along, you have a different sense of the truth and you can call your own self out and you can see that. So that's part of progressing as a human being. And people on each side are 100% they're wrong when they're wrong. And a lot of times that came out wrong. People on each side might tell lies that they might not know are lies. They need to get called out on it. This is why, like, even with the Russian collusion BS, like, really, what were the Russians trying to do, right? Because this is kind of what were the Russians trying to do? They were just throwing information on social media that was mistruth. So you need fact checkers. You just need to check the facts, and you don't have to worry about disinformation. They're not actually in the booths changing stuff. So what can they really do if you're on top of the facts, right? But that's all I got. Oh, it looks like there's more time on here. Let's keep moving.
In the midst of a pandemic. That's the focus. That's what it's on. And that's the deal. Thank you all so very, very much. Thank you.
Oh, I thought we were done. So that's it. That looks like that's it. Oh, we got another question. Let's see if I can bring this back. Sorry, I thought we were finished. Yeah.
In the midst of a pandemic. That's the focus. That's what it's on. And that's the deal. Thank you all so very, very much.
Let's see if we can hear this question. I did not hear that at all. Again, this is just poor. This is just poor workmanship by Biden's team. They should have had some sort of mic. I mean, this is a national message. They should have some sort of mic where you're able to actually hear these guys' questions. Like this should have been caught at the first question. They should have been like, oh, like we're not hearing this on the volume. Let's get something out there so we can hear the question. But let's hear what Biden has to say.
Just tell the truth.
And there it is. Just tell the truth. Caught you lying 14 times, Joe. What are you going to do? Just tell the truth. Get out of here with that.
Thank you.
And that's it. Oh, God. Somebody give that guy a memo. Somebody give him a memo. Somebody give him this video, and we'll play it back. The dude lied 14 times. He lied 14 times in 14 minutes about. So a lie a minute. A lie a minute for Biden. This is fair treatment, I believe. If none of this was fair, feel free to post it in the comments. We're going to end this video and cut it here. So you've been watching Can He Be Unchained? Can you be unchained?